Hey guys, welcome back to another tutorial by Shana's Home DIY and Crafts. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you how to build a pergola over your garage door. This will enhance your home and bring nice curve appeal to it, beautiful curve appeal to it, and just to make it look nicer. Okay, all right, so thank you guys. I want to say thank you guys so much for your continuous love and support, for my continuous followers that are helping me out here with my views and commenting and just interacting with me. Thank you guys so much. I love you guys so much. And for the new people who are coming, and I want to say welcome. So in today's video, I have a guest. My guest is one of my friends. He came over to help me because you know what? Recently, I've been working on a lot of projects in the yard that just need more than one person. So I have to work on my coworker or my friend's schedule to get stuff done because I need help. In simplest terms, Shana need help and Fiona does not. She's like the foreman. So here we go. It took me a long time to think of how I was going to make this pergola over the garage door. One is because right where you see me pointing, there is a little piece of decorative piece that goes across the garage door. And then those piece that comes down, more decorative piece with different huff and buff. Just keep watching, you'll see what I'm saying. So what I came up with is I measured just now, and the measurement from one end of the garage. Please, I know people like to say I talk too much because they want to say that, but then you want to jump in my comment section and ask me question, and I'm not going to answer it. Go to another video. And remember, if you're planning on doing this, you don't have to do the exact thing I do because everybody garage and everybody plan is different. Now my garage door is 104 inches long, which is 8'8". So this middle where you saw me measure just now, I just measure 58 inches. And what I'm cutting right now is 58 inches. So I could fit halfway. Keep watching. You'll see what I'm doing. Please, your garage door may not have that piece of huff above it, so you could go a long way with your wood. But because of how these people build this house, back then, I'm assuming this was the thing, it was very fancy back then. And that's why they did all that. Now, so that's all I'm doing, cutting. So I'm going to end up cutting 4 pieces. And the wood I'm using is pressure treated, non-ground contact, 1x4. Again, the wood that I'm using right now that I'm cutting it is pressure treated. Or you could say weather treated, whichever you see it and say pressure or weather treated. 1x4x12 I bought. Non-ground contact. So that's what I'm doing. So after I measure my 4 pieces of 57 inches that I needed for this garage, I went ahead and I'm going to have these prong that comes forward to help give me that T. Okay, and those are cut at 18 inches. Again, this is my project. I cut those pieces that you seen me cutting right now at 18 inches. A matter of fact, I'm just going to have a picture of that somewhere, or I'm going to have it in the description box below, or I'm going to pin it so you guys can see it. If you watch the video, if you skip over this part of the video, then too bad. All right, so we're cutting a whole bunch of pieces of that, okay, at that 18 inches. Because what I'm going to do, keep watching and you'll see, okay? So originally, you may notice that the wood has stain on it. I wanted to stain it the same color as the garage door. Speaking of garage door, if you haven't seen or you want to see how I got my garage door to look this way or look like wood, I'm going to be having that video in the description box below and also in the iCard above. Okay? So it would be easy to stain these wood before you put them up, because I tell you, if you keep watching and you see what it looks like close to the end or at the end, you're going to see what I'm saying. However, I stained it a few pieces of the wood and I didn't really like it. I'm like, I don't know, because the garage, this is gel stain. It's not the regular oil-based or water-based liquid stain. This is gel stain. Someone told me the last time, next time sand before. You don't need to sand. I can't sand metal. You could sand metal, but why am I going to sand the metal garage door? Do research before you come for people. Everything I do research, and if I don't know, I'll say I don't know. And if I have question, I ask people in the video, because people watches YouTube that are professional themselves, so they'll give me the information. So now I have 4 pieces of 58 inches long piece, and you see what I'm talking about? That little huff right there. So here I have some screws. They're exterior screws. Make sure your screw that you're using are exterior screws. Don't use too much of a big screw because it may split the wood. And because these are dried out non-ground contact wood. If it's wet, you have a chance sometime that where you could screw through the wood and don't cut it, break it or split it. So because they're dry, you want to make sure that you are pre-drilling these holes. All I'm doing here is I'm marking, okay, where I want to attach those small pieces. So if you look there, you see me pre-drilling my holes. So I have my 57-inch pieces of 1x4 on a little table there, and I'm going to pre-drill the holes. That's all I'm doing. Pre-drilling the holes so I don't split the wood. Because when you go ahead and screw right through it, sometimes the wood gets split. Okay? So to save time and save money, you do that. So now the other piece that I have in my hand. That piece is measured, again, I'm saying it, 18 inches long. So because of how my garage door is set up, I can't get those two brackets for like the elbow like a brace. So this is what I have to do to make it work for me. I pre-drill those holes. I put the wood on there, and then I'm going to screw it down from there. And then once I have all these pieces, 18 pieces of wood, those pieces that come across, I will attach the whole frame to the wood or the beam above the garage door. Make sure that you find a beam if you're going to do this before you start drilling. Find a beam, and it's easy. It was easy for me. You could use a beam finder, or if you're smart enough, you don't need a beam finder because there's always a beam above the garage door. Just follow it. Because how did they get to make that frame of the garage door? It's obvious there is a beam. Think about it. You have to frame it out. Because you don't want to, don't go, if you're going above your garage door, like into your siding, you want to make sure you can find them studs. Because then you're going to have a bunch of holes in your siding and you're not going to hit a beam. So I went right above my garage door because I know they have to frame this garage door. So there has to be a beam. So what I'm doing, I decided to take an extra step and use some wood glue to hold those in as well. And then I'm going to screw it in. Don't forget to pre-drill your holes. So that's all I am doing. Put some wood glue on. I have my holes pre-drilled. Get my drill. And I screw in those screws. This was a little challenging and a little hard because it's not sturdy. Like what I should have done before, I ended up doing it, but it took me a little bit before I start using my brain. And that's because I probably have company, so I wasn't using my brain. You know, you have company, you're thinking, all right, there's two brains, so you don't have to use your one brain so much. But my friend, he's very helpful, but he's not too of a handy person. Thank you for your help, my dear friend, Yumel. Anyways, so he's holding that for me, and I'm going through and I'm drilling. There you go. And that goddamn bit, it won't stop falling out. So, drill and drill and drill. And then that's it. And all I'm doing is I'm going to go straight across. And we're going to add a few more. I think it took 5 pieces of those 18 inches. Because somebody's going to say, how many pieces? Mine took 5 pieces of each 18 inches. Now remember, depends on the size of your garage door. And if you're able to make those beam at the side, you may not need to do the exact thing that I'm doing because your garage door could be bigger, it could be smaller. And if you get to put those 2 beams at the side, then you have more stuff holding on to take the weight or the pressure. Because I can't build that at the side of mine. I have to do this. So the more I put is the more to hold the weight of the rest of the wood that's going to go on top. So here again, we have Yumel holding that. Glue it, screw it. That's all it is. Hold it, glue it, and screw it. Okay? So once I'm done adding these 5 pieces, we're going to go ahead and we're going to get our ladder and we're going to hang that. Okay? So again, like I say, reason why I didn't finish staining these wood is because I wasn't sure if I'm going to use that color stain or I'm going to put it to white. So I said, you know what? It's easier to leave the wood natural because if I paint it and I have to stain over it, it's going to be a pain. And then again, because this is gel liquid stain, it may show different underneath. So if you guys are really paying attention, you notice I was stopped being lazy and I went to go get the clamps. Guys, I have a bunch of tools, but sometimes I just can't be bothered, especially because I was still not unpacked. I am officially unpacked and I know where to find things now. That was then. This video was then. I was trying to get everything to get it go public, but I don't think I'm gonna get everything, like getting everything stained, because I have a lot to finish. Anyways, it was so much easier. Look how easy it is to drill through the wood because I'm using the clamp to hold it. So the wood isn't dancing with the sun. Yes, I still did need my friend to hold it because I don't think I have a clamp that could stretch that far. I probably do, but I don't know because I don't be looking for anything, man. You know, I just go out there and do me. So get the clamp, hold it on the table, and it was so much easier. So now that I have attached all 5 pieces, as you guys could see, if you're still here with me, this is what I was talking about. I measure half to that center and then the next half to the other center. So yeah, so now we're putting it up to make sure, because even though it's like there's a little space in between, and believe it or not, you would think that this would be the exact measurement on both sides. It's not. One side is slightly longer. It's not to the eyes to see, but if you put a tape measurement up there, one side is slightly longer. So that's why I'm measuring to make sure it's the right side. If it's over on that side that's 57-inch long, or over on the other side. It's nothing crazy, but a little bit longer. So anyways, here we are. We're on boat ladder. We have a level. I want to make sure everything is level because believe it or not, this house is 30 years old. Things drop over years and stuff. So you got to make sure that the stuff is level. So put the level up, and yes, you could see, like I said, that's the beam up top right there that I'm going to screw that in. So I want to make sure it's level, make sure it's right. You might hold one side, I hold the other side, and then we're going to go ahead. We're going to pre-drill again through the 1x4 through the beam of the garage. Okay, so you see, I couldn't do this by myself. I couldn't have done it by myself. I mean, I needed help. Like, I know what I'm doing. I have the idea of what I'm doing. But think about me. I have to hold that by myself and screw it up there. So we screw that in. I screw that in. And now we're over onto the other side to get that in. But you guys see what I'm saying? From the side, you could see the decorative piece on the side. And there's a little buff part that comes out. I couldn't have gotten those, what do you call it? Those arm at the side. If your garage does not have those decorative pieces, there's other videos on YouTube you could watch, or you could just put that arm piece that would help to hold the weight, and then you could just put your wood across, long way, vertical or horizontal, whichever it is called, like you see how the level is. But because of the whole decorative piece and what's going on with my garage door, took me a while, like I said, to figure it out. So now he's holding it, we're level, and I'm pre-drilling holes, and we're going to just make sure we get that hold in. We get that in. It's hold, and now we let it go, and look at that, we're still in. So that's it. So once I am done with that, we're going to go to the other side of the garage door, and we're going to do the same thing. Between each of those space, it is 13 inches. So if you guys are wondering how far apart I put those, again, those pieces of wood came out is 18 inches long, but the space in between each of those 5 pieces of wood that came out is 13 inches. In between each of those 13 inches, I'm going to put 2 screws, okay, one on the top, one on the bottom, and I put as much screw, but you want to put it neat. You want to make it look neat. You don't want to screw all over. So closer to those pieces, I put 2 screws, okay, and I use very long screw. You can't use the same screws that you use to hold that little piece, because that's a shorter wood, and we're going into beam, and we want to make sure this secure. They're all exterior construction or deck screw. That's what I use, and I make sure I use a longer one and get it right in, so it's anchored in there. It's not like that short screw where as soon as snow fall on it, it falls off. You got to make sure it's in there, because it has that's what's holding up the pergola. Okay, so that we anchor it, and you see that little space in between, you can't ever tell. So everything is anchored and 2 in between, and everything is nice and level, and that's it. We're putting the level on it again to make sure that we're good. So once we're done with that side, we're going to go on over and we're going to do the same thing for the other side of the garage. And like I say, clamp make life easier. We clamp liquid, what is that? Wood glue. You could also use liquid nail if you want to, but I'm using the wood glue clamp. Look how easy it is to drill through these now that I'm using the clamp. So once we were done building that second half, I didn't bother to show you guys because you guys already seen the first half, but we hang the other side of the garage door, and now we're on to day number 2. Umel did his part, he helped me, he's gone, and now I'm by myself again, day number 2. So all I'm doing for here, we have again 1x4. My garage again is 8 foot 8 long. Garage door is 8x8 long, or 104 inches. So these are 12 footers. The 1x4 are 12 footers. So I cut it off down to 10 foot because I need that hangover piece for that, okay, for the side there. What I forgot to do, if you guys ever notice, is I forgot to shape those pieces, those 18-inch pieces that I used to hold that long piece on top. I forgot to shape them. They were supposed to be a 30-degree angle shape. After I hang it, I'm like, oh, shucks, I forgot. Because, you know, somebody's helping you. You don't want to keep them up at the same, so you kind of like rush in. You know, I like help, but I don't like to be helped. Especially, I feel like I'm taking up people's time and, you know, especially if somebody's not interested in what you're doing. But anyways, there goes Fiona. She's the foreman, like I say. So that's what I did. So now, these are 2x1. And I'm cutting these at 22 inches long. Again, they're 2x1, weather treated, and I'm cutting them 22 inches long. You have to use weather treated, guys, if you're going to build stuff outside, because it's got to be able to stand the rain, the snow, the water, wherever you live at. You got to be weather treated. Okay? So again, this is 1x2 or 2x1, whichever. 1x2, I think it sounds better. And I'm cutting them 22 inches long, okay? Once I am done cutting those, I think I use 35 pieces on each side of the garage. Look at Fiona. She's seen something and she's like, what the? I could catch that squirrel. So I have 35 pieces on each garage door. So total I cut down is 70. Now think about, you have to stain 70 pieces of these things up there on ladder. My knee's giving me a hard time and everything. So this looks like it's going to be a next year project to finish, to stain. The wood are dry. It's not that the wood aren't dry. The wood have been dried out because I have these wood for a while. I have them dried out so I can stain them. But it's just a lot. It would have been easier. So if you guys know what color and you're sure of what color you want your pergola to be, stain it before you put it up there, okay? There may be a little stuff that you're gonna have to touch up, but it's better to do touch up than to stand on a ladder to stain 70 pieces of those, not to mention the others. So now I just turned my saw to a 30-degree angle, okay? Turn the saw to a 30-degree angle, and I'm gonna cut down. I'm gonna show you guys. I didn't cut it at a full 40. You see how that part looks at the top right there? So I cut it to an angle at 30 degrees to leave that piece off so it looks nice. So it kind of top off back for that part that I was saying I forget to cut them at that 30-degree angle as well. So it kind of worked out. Okay, so that's all I'm doing. 70 pieces of those I got to cut and put them up. All right. Once I'm done cutting all of that and I go up to put up, you'll see, and I'll also tell you the measurement and the distance in between, how I put them up. So once I got all my top pieces spread out how I want them to be, the measurements I'm going to be attaching these in between for the space is going to be 2 inches 3/4. I don't know how you say that. I used to do fraction when I was in elementary school. Jamaica, we say primary school. So 2 inches and 3/4, 3/4. I'm assuming 2 inches and 3/4 space. Okay. And what I did, I cut 2 pieces of wood at that size measurement. And then I used those 2 pieces. No, I don't think it's 2 inches or 2 feet. Yeah, 2 inches. Yeah, 2 inches. Yeah. I almost confused myself with 2 feet and 2 inches. 2 feet is wider. So they're 2 inches in between each other. And I cut a piece of scrap wood and I used those for measurement. Please act like you didn't see I stand on the top of that ladder. This is why my one knee hurt and it's the tendon tore in it. Because I did that last year trying to cut a tree down and fell off. The ladder tilted with me and I didn't want to get a concussion of the head. So I jumped off while the ladder was going down. Landed on my feet and of course, bang, my knee went out. So that ladder is a little shorter. So I went back for a longer ladder, you could see there, where I have more maneuver. Because you need more. It's not high enough for me to put the pressure down with the drill. I'm not a man, I'm a woman. Maybe a man who knows how to use a drill. Not because not every man knows how to use a drill. Not for nothing. I'm not coming for you guys, but it's the truth. You know, but they probably have more strength and how to do that. Not that I'm weak, I'm strong. Because I could do all things through who strengthened me? Christ who strengthened me. But I needed more height so I could put more of my body weight down on it to drill those in. Because those are they're 2x1s, you know. So that's what I do. I measured the 2 inches in between. I went ahead and I glue and I screw. Okay, to make sure it stays up there. So we're doing the same thing. Glue and screw. Make sure everything lined up properly. And then think about it. I have to put 70 pieces of those on. So I know somebody's going to ask me. 70 pieces. Each garage door is 35 pieces. Okay, and the length of those again is 22 inches long. Okay, space in between is 2 3/4. And we're doing the same thing. Pre-drilling, screwing. So that's all I am doing. And then once I was done doing all of that, I have to go to Arthur a week later because of that knee. Even though it's been a year, I didn't go to the doctor when I fell first. So what happened is because I've been up and down the ladder. If I do up and down the ladder a lot and put too much pressure, same thing with stairs, then that's when it hurts more. So from me up and down the ladder to hang these, put these, it took me a total, guys, I want to say it took me a total of maybe 10 hours or less. I'm going to say 10 hours, but I think it's less Because we started, when Yuma came over to help me the day before, we started around 3, Yuma leave at 7. So what's that? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's 4 hours. And then the next day, I started like around noon and I finished at 7. So do the math. So 4 and 7, yeah, 10 hours. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 hours. So it took me a total of 11 hours to build this. Okay, so, and I take my own sweet time. It's not hard to build. Like, if I like had more help and stuff, like know how to, Yuma was helpful, but he wasn't too, off with the tools and everything, or have the idea of what I'm doing, then I would, this is an easy project. If you have someone who can help you, or you are really like good at using all these tools and doing all that, and you have 2 knees, not like me with 1.5, 1.5 need to go up and down the ladder, then this project is easy. It's an easy project. Took me a whole year to think of how I was going to build it, but I figured it out because, like I said, my thing is different. So that's what it is. There's nothing more to it. I already stated all the measurement. So 2 years later, it's gonna be the pin. It's gonna be the pin comment because I won't remember. I'm telling you the truth, I won't. And that's because I erase everything from my head. So if you make it this far throughout the video and you like what you see here, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Click that notification bell. Therefore, you'll be notified every time I upload a video. You'll be also notified when I post the next part of this video. Now, don't forget to check out that garage door makeover because it's important to me. And you may want to do that to your garage door too if you want to do the pergola. Or you may not, who knows. So, again, like I always say, you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. Until next time, be blessed and bye for now.